Green Bay loses. Green Bay could have won, and they would have been in. But instead, the Detroit Lions knocked the Green Bay Packers off on Sunday Night Football, the last game of the 2022 regular season. And now the Seattle Seahawks are going to face the 49ers in the playoffs. File on in. We've got playoff predictions to talk about. We've got all kinds of stuff to talk about. 2023, phone calls, you name it. The Fantasy Football Show, it begins right now, broskies. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What's going on, everybody? This is the Fantasy Football Show. I'm your man, Smitty, and we've got the bracket to go over and predictions to lay out in front of you. We've got so much to talk about. The Detroit Lions knocking off the Green Bay Packers. The Packers had a situation where if they won, they were in the playoffs, and they'd be facing the San Francisco 49ers. And if the Detroit Lions won this game, which they did, the Seattle Seahawks would go to the playoffs and face the 49ers. So incredible finish to the 2022/23 regular season, and now it's on to the playoffs, and I couldn't be more excited to break down the bracket, to go over 2023 content, to go over all that with you. So file on in, hit that thumb up button on your way in the door, and subscribe if you're new. You found your new 24 hours a day pretty much content creation person in your boy Smitty. And this show is, we do a live stream at least once a day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. So we are your one-stop shop. File on in, and let's get to it all. So Miami will be facing the Buffalo Bills, the 2 seed. The Baltimore Ravens will be at Cincinnati, the number 3 seed. The Chargers will be at Jacksonville, the number 4 seed. KC has the bye in the AFC. In the NFC, Philly has the bye. Seattle gets this spot to face the Niners. The New York Giants will be at Minnesota, the number 3 seed. Dallas, number 5, will be at Tampa Bay. And so there's your playoff picture. And what's great about this bracket versus previous years, with the added week and the extra playoff teams, there's no like mess to try and calculate in wild card weekend where you'd have to say, okay, once this team played, then you'd know whether that team would face that team. Now it simply comes down to the bracket, and let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's see here. Come on, Smitty. Come on, Smitty. This one here. This one here. I believe it's this one. There it is. So we have the bracket right in front of your face. Miami is the 7 seed. Buffalo, I just showed it to you, but I'm going to actually write out what I think is going to happen. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to win this game. KC is going to be sitting here as the 1 seed, and the Philadelphia Eagles will be here as the 1 seed. Buffalo's the 2 seed. If Buffalo wins, they're not going to face KC. Buffalo is going to be down at this bracket here. So Buffalo will be the 2 seed, and they'll face off against the, let's see here. So it'll be Cincinnati and Baltimore. So Cincinnati, I believe, will win this game. So Cincinnati's the 3 seed, Buffalo's the 2 seed. KC will face off against the Jacksonville Jaguars, in my opinion, because I think the Jaguars, the Bengals, will win these games, and the Jaguars are the 4 seed. So that's how that's going to go. Let me redo this. So then it's going to go. Let me do this. There we go. So then KC is going to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars cakewalk. Then the Cincinnati Bengals, I believe, will knock off the Buffalo Bills. I did say Buffalo. I've gone back and forth, wavered a little bit, admittedly. I kind of feel like at the end of the day, I can't go against Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow. So I'm gonna go Cincy here, and then I'm gonna go KC. Even though I might change my mind on this later, I might go with my heart, my logic, my brain tells me KC is gonna make it to the Super Bowl. All right, so let me redo this bracket because I messed up the other one. So this is gonna be. So it'll be like this. So Philly's in here at the one spot. The Niners are going to win this game, so the 49ers will be down and at this part of the bracket, and they're the 2 seed. Let me make this a little bit bigger. So 49ers, they're the 2 seed, and Philly up there. So Minnesota and Dallas, I think Minnesota wins this game. And because Minnesota, and I believe Tampa Bay will win this game, because Tampa is the worst team, the worst seeded team, they go up and play Philly. The 49ers would face Minnesota. Because Minnesota would be the better team, the better seeded team. And then at this point, I'm going to say Philly beats Tampa. I think the 49ers beat Minnesota. I think Philly beats the 49ers, and I think the champion will be the KC Chiefs. So that's my breakdown of the bracket. Buffalo wins, Cincy wins, Jacksonville wins. That would make Jacksonville face KC because they get to face the easiest opponent left. Buffalo plays Cincinnati, Cincinnati wins. KC beats Cincinnati, KC goes to the Super Bowl, KC wins the Super Bowl. But on the other side of the bracket, the NFC, Seattle gets beat by the Niners. Minnesota beats the Giants. Tampa Bay beats Dallas. That means 49ers play Minnesota because Minnesota would be the better team left of Tampa, Minnesota, because Tampa is the 4 seed. Means Philly plays Tampa. Philly beats Tampa. Philly beats the Niners. Philly loses to KC. That's my prediction for the Super Bowl and my bracketology, if you will. But this is the lay of the land walking into the playoffs. I'll put a bracket up on thefantasyfootballshow.com so all of you can check it out. I got to restart my computer and stuff. Not right now, but there's some glitching going on with my camera system, so apologize for that. This is going to be a fun playoff bracket. Not to mention, you can go to Underdog Fantasy, and I'm going to drop the link in the live chat right now, and maybe we do a draft right now. Knowing the bracketology, at this point, and what teams will probably face what teams, if we're predicting winners and losers, you can better draft a better team on Underdog Fantasy. So make sure you do your predictions and kind of figure out what it is you think is going to happen, because as you do your brackets, let me show you right here again. As you do your brackets, you'll want to say to yourself, okay, well, if I think the Buffalo Bills are going to eventually win, and let's say you thought the Jaguars were going to win, well, and get all the way to that championship game or whatever, then you'd want to pick players on both those teams because they could last the longest. Also, if let's say you thought the Eagles were going to win it all, you could go with a bunch of Eagles, but you have to prepare enough with your playoff team that you can win wild card week, the first round of games. If you can't win this round of games, you can't advance to have your big name players playing. Even better, if you think, like, for example, the Buffalo Bills will win the Super Bowl, drafting Josh Allen with the first pick overall is the most advantageous because Josh Allen will play every single round, and so you get to use him in wild card weekend. So that's the crazy part, the fun part about doing the Underdog Fantasy. In fact, let's jump in a draft right now. I've pinned the link right now, so go to the link that I have pinned, and let me just go ahead and set my phone up real quick, and we're going to do a draft. We're going to do a draft right now on Underdog Fantasy using promo code Smitty. Again, please use the link that's in the live chat, and your boy Smitty's about to jump in a draft with you in the lobby. We're gonna meet at the Mittens. It's called Mitten 3. We're gonna meet at the Mitten 3. They're gonna be full by a couple days time. So let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. Let's see here. I'm gonna share screen with you. Let's see here. And the Bears have the number 1 overall pick, which is another whole topic to discuss. I mean, what an amazing amount of content we have coming down way. So much content to go over. Let me give you my, let's see here. All right. So everybody get ready to jump in these drafts. They're called Mitten 3 in the lobby. If you just scroll to Mitten 3, I'm not going to slip in there just yet. We're going to wait. Once I know everybody's good to go, we're going to click on this, and I've got about a 5 to 7 second delay. So when I say go, you jump in. I'm going to wait 7 seconds, and then I'm going to click in. But play Underdog or draft with us now on Underdog. Link in live chat and description. All right. And then code Smitty. Code Smitty. Okay, ready? It's a these are 35,000 to first place, 10,000 to 17.5 thousand to second place. Third place gets 10 grand. It's 1 running back, 1 flex, 2 wide receivers / tight ends, 1 quarterback, and 5 bench spots. Click the button now and jump in. And I'm going to wait 5 seconds and then I'm going to jump in. That way we kind of meet up at the same time. Okay. We're waiting on 1, 2, 3, 4 people. Look how quick. Look how quick it is. All right, we'll do another one. Don't worry. If anybody thinks that I'm doing just one, you're out of your mind. Okay, these go fast. I'm in the 2 spot. Get on my horse. I wish I had Josh Allen, and I don't though. But let's look at the bracket again. So again, if I draft Mahomes with the 1.2, let's say Josh Allen, he usually goes 1.1. I'm at a disadvantage unless I think KC wins it all, because then he'll play as many games as Josh Allen, because Josh Allen will get to the big dance, right? He loses, KC wins and advances, and you get 1 extra game with KC in the Super Bowl. So drafting Josh Allen number 1 only works if you believe Josh Allen will be the top quarterback, or the Bills will be the top team, in the AFC, because then you'll get the most games out of them. So it is a perfect balance of trying to navigate who you're taking. So it'll probably be Josh Allen here. Most always is Josh Allen. Hopefully it's CMC. If it's not Josh Allen, it's CMC. I'm going Josh Allen here. I'm tempted to go Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow, but I've done a lot of those so far. So I'm going to go Josh Allen here, and I'm going to go heavy Buffalo Bill. So again, back to the bracket. I'm going to want to build a team that can survive wild card weekend, then the next round, because Josh Allen's playing in wild card weekend, I'm good to go. I don't have a situation where I have Hurts or Mahomes. So that's why it's advantageous to draft Josh Allen if you think the Bills could make it to the Super Bowl. Now, I have a bunch of different approaches. I've done a lot of drafts where I have Josh Allen and Buffalo Bills and Niners, and then I go heavy Eagles and KC. So you have to do a bunch of variety of different teams. They're only $5 to jump in these Mitten 3s, so it's well worth it. Yes, Vamp, we're doing they got so much content already. I mean, look at the Moon Men. The Moon Men, bro. We got the new Moon Man up.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Space monsters, and we got another Moon Man potentially dropping soon. Okay, so I'm currently 2 picks away. Kelsey, I'm going to queue. AJ Brown, I'm going to queue. JJ, I'm going to queue. Debo, I'm going to queue. Let's see. Debo, AJ Brown just went. Man, will I get Travis Kelce? The thing is, I don't know if I want Travis Kelce, because then you're predicting KC versus there. Kelce went. Okay, that kind of solves my problem. I kind of want to go across the other side of the bracket, because I could have Debo play all the way to the Super Bowl. So it makes sense to pick Debo. JJ's interesting too. I'm going to go Debo. And that way I have Debo and Josh Allen. Now it gets tricky because I got to decide what RB. I don't have to go RB. I could go wide receiver again. But I might want to look at RBs. You got to win wild card weekend. So Eckler is certainly a player to consider here. Long term, I don't know that I feel like going Miles Sanders or any of those guys, JJ, because you got to win wild card weekend. Minnesota. Let's go JJ. So I got Josh Allen, Debo, and JJ. Again, back to the bracket. This is board view right here, so you can see the draft as it happens. It went McCaffrey, Josh Allen, Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Jamar Chase, Diggs, then down to CeeDee Lamb, then over to Burrow, A.J. Brown, Kelsey, Debo, McKinnon, Kittle, JJ, T. Higgins, and then 16's on the clock. So if I switch back to the bracket, again, explaining that I've got my quarterback here, I've got my wide receiver here, both in wild card weekend. That's amazing for scoring in wild card weekend. I got JJ right here, which is amazing for wild card weekend. And then also, as I mentioned here on this right here, if Minnesota wins this game, I get another game of JJ. And if Minnesota can somehow squeak out another win, granted, a lot depends on if Minnesota wins. Or actually, if Seattle wins, obviously this bracket could change slightly. But I do end up losing one of my players here, most likely. And my prediction is that Minnesota plays the Niners, so JJ or Debo will fall off my team at that point. But you got to win each week, and you can't have everything pieced together perfectly. And that's why you're drafting other players to support if one player drops off. Pacheco's a good pick. Let's see here. Let's go to my player list. Ayuk is interesting. Godwin is interesting. Evans is interesting. I do need an RB. Eckler would probably be. If Eckler slips another pick, we're in the next round with Eckler. We don't know if we're gonna lose Eckler. Odds are Eckler goes right here. That's the way it goes. You always get sniped. Always. Eckler. Boom. Unbelievable. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Cook is an interesting pick. I'm gonna cue Cook. Barkley's an interesting pick. I don't think they go 2 rounds though. I like Pacheco. I guess I'm going to go Pacheco because I think he goes the distance, and we need an RB that's going to get us points down the stretch. So my team right now, as it stands, is Allen, Pacheco, Debo, Justin Jefferson. It's hard to go with a player like so wild card weekend. If I go Cook here, we're pretty set on advancing. I think I'm going to do it. I've been focusing so much on future rounds. I think I'm going to focus hardcore. And hopefully Dalvin's going to be okay. I think he's fine, but just making sure. He did sit a little earlier than we thought. So did a lot of the Vikings players, but I wonder if they just took him out in particular because he's kind of an injury risk. You know what I'm saying? So we'll have to see there on Dalvin. Is Lamar playing? He should be playing. So team's looking good so far. Team's looking real good so far. This is the board view. You can see my team is column number 2. Josh Allen, Debo, JJ, Pacheco, Dalvin Cook. We almost don't even need any other running backs because, we could take another running back, but we got to try and grab a Buffalo Bill running back. So if James Cook is there, maybe we grab James Cook. I don't know. Tyler Boyd just went. Justin Herbert just went. Dak Prescott is the double quarterbacks there from the 4 spot. Hey, I like it. Especially if you take a guy like Jalen, you need a wild card quarterback because you got to pass through round 1. And if Jalen's on a bye, how are you going to do that with no quarterback play? Juju just went. Let's go. James Cook. Whoever, someone's watching. J27's in this live stream because he's taking the guy that I want right before. That's okay, James. You think you're getting one over on me, buddy boy, but you're not. You're not. I'm gonna go with Mike Evans, baby. I think Mike Evans could blow up. There's my 2 wide receivers. Cook is my starter for this first round week, and then Evans, if he blows up, boom. Okay, who am I going with next? It wouldn't hurt to have an RB that can go the distance or go far. Maybe it's going to be tough. Part of me wants to say I would be wasting 2 picks on the backups for San Francisco, but I'm tempted to do that. I'm tempted. Very, very tempted. McKenzie. I'm going to time out. I guess I just have to take Barkley because I'm going to time out. I don't think that's going to bode well for me at the end of the day. We'll see. I guess because I don't need a backup quarterback, I'm banking on the Buffalo Bills. I think I had an extra pick to play around with. But, I mean, I'm pretty secure in moving to the next round. Between Cook and Barkley, and then between my 3 wide receivers, I think I'm pretty solid. So we'll see if that ends up being a benefit to me later. Usually you want to have 2 quarterbacks, but I think because I'm banking on my wild card quarterback going the distance, I don't need a backup quarterback. Because if Josh Allen doesn't make it, I'm out anyway. Let's see here. Wide receivers. Let's queue up a few. It's tough when you get to this point and you got to figure out some wideouts to grab because you're still trying to win. You're still trying to win, the week 1. Let's see what happens here. Add our Detroit Lions. They won again against the Packers. Way to go. You're going to the playoffs. No, you're not, Tammy. Tammy, the Lions didn't make the playoffs. The Lions won a game to knock the Green Bay Packers out, but unfortunately that fight was not for a playoff spot. But the Lions fought hard. They only fought to knock the Green Bay Packers out. They did not actually win a playoff spot, Tammy. But next year, your Lions will look better. They're getting better every game. Okay. This is taking forever, this turn here. Goodness gracious. People are milking the clock here. 3 more picks and then we do another one. We do it live. You do it live. Okay, I think I'm going to go with Kadarius Toney here as a wide receiver that could maybe go the distance. I feel like that's a pretty good pick. So I've got Josh Allen, Pacheco. I'm kind of KC Buffalo, or, well, not really that Buffalo geared. I only have Josh Allen. It'd be better if I had Mahomes in this. But you can't always plan for that, and you can't draft solely around that. It makes it tough. Jalen Waddle. I mean, oh man, I'm gonna time out here. That's right, I got someone queued. So my team so far, I've got one pick left, I believe. Let's see here. Yeah, one pick left. And I've got... Really, I can go any way I want to go with this one. I just got to assume that Evans isn't going far. JJ's probably not going super far. Debo hopefully goes far. Kadarius Toney hopefully goes far. But what happens if it's the Buffalo Bills versus the Niners? Then I have no running back. I have Debo, so I got to figure out a way to try and the best way I can solve that problem, which might be kind of hard, but let's see if we can do it. So it's either Jeff Wilson or Eli Mitchell. I already did a pick 'em already. I did my predictions. Boss, go rewind a little bit. I did my picks for the playoffs. I gave you my picks, and I had KC beating the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, J27, make your own picks. J27's going to grab our guy because that's how he rolls. No, he didn't. Okay. So probably go Mitchell. Oh, Mitchell got taken. Probably go. I guess I'll go Jordan Mason. So there you have it. Let's see what it ranks me. Thank you, boss. Appreciate you. But yeah, rewind it and you'll see my picks. Actually, I'll show you the board. Here you go. There you go. All right, we're jumping in another one. You got that, boss, right there? You can pause it right here, boss. Okay, we're jumping in another one. I'm going to click on Minton. I'm going to wait 5 seconds so you click in now. That way we all time it perfectly with the 5 to 8 second delay or whatever it is right now. Jumping in the Mitten. It went quick, I'm sorry. They go so fast. I'll do another one, don't worry. I got the one pick. I think I may again, because I think KC is going to win, in this case, 1, 2, 3 games, and let's say the Bills 1, 2, and even if they won against the Bengals right here, that's 3 games, and if KC beats them, then it's the same number of games. So, like, if I thought KC was going to really go to the Super Bowl, I'm at no disadvantage number of games-wise of Mahomes versus Josh Allen, if Josh Allen's not in the big dance. But the thing about it is that you're getting that wild card game if you believe Josh Allen will make it to the big dance. So I'm going to go Allen again. I think whenever I get the one pick, I'm doing the Allen strategy. I could have did the McCaffrey strategy, but I'm going to do the Allen strategy only because I don't always get the one pick. So I can try the Mahomes from the 2 or 3. I can try the Joe Burrow from the 5 or 6 pick. Usually works pretty well. We'll do another one after this, don't worry. So these are playoff drafts. These, you keep your team the entire way through the playoffs. Use promo code Smitty. The link is in the live chat and in the description of the video. Use code Smitty. Get up to $100 bonus match on your first deposit. Jalen Hurts, Burrow, and Mahomes going 3, 4, and 5. McCaffrey went 2. I took Josh Allen at 1. Let's see, is Ron in here? Oh, is that Sergeant? Sergeant! Are you in this one, Sarge? Where did I post my pick'em? Right here. Right here, boss. Look at the screen right here. I'll leave it up for 5 seconds. You can pause it. And check it out. There you go, boss. You see it, boss? Okay. Diggs. Diggs goes before like 5 or 6 or 7 overall. There's no way I'm getting Diggs. I mean, he's fallen to like maybe the 10 pick before, but I've never seen him fall to 12. So the 1 pick's hard. It is hard to draft from it. And Kelsey usually doesn't fall. Debo sometimes falls, sometimes doesn't fall. But, we'll see what we can do. See, Debo just went there. I'm very much about getting a team that's going to win this first set of games, though, So I'm focused on that. I don't think the Cowboys are going to go super far. This is tough. I'll probably roll with T. Higgins here. And this is tough because like McKinnon, I'm going to go McKinnon. That was a tough one. So I'm getting KC is obviously with the bye. McKinnon's not going to help me at all until round 2. Higgins will help me in round 1. Josh Allen will help me in round 1. So it's like, do I take Eckler in for sure advance? You know what I mean? Hopefully Boss saw it. All you got to do is rewind. Okay. One more time for Boss. Boss, are you watching? Right on my screen or my picks. Right here. Okay, Gabe Davis, Devontae Smith, Chase, and Diggs go into that team number 6. That's a crazy group of wide receivers there. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, and Tony Pollard, and on the clock from the 5 spot right now. And Kittle joins the group. Number 4 has got Joe Mixon, Travis Kelce, Joe Burrow. They're going Bengal Chief, geared. Yeah, Chase got drafted number 7. All right, so I'm a couple picks away. Let's see, Ayuk, Sanders. Let's see here. So my team again. I'm going very, Bill, Casey, Bengal. Bill, Casey, Bengal. But McKinnon's not going to help me game 1. Dalvin Cook could. Or Barkley. Let's go Dalvin Cook. And then let's go Mike Evans. So I got McKinnon and Cook. I got Josh Allen. I got T. Higgins, Mike Evans. The only player not helping me in round 1 would be McKinnon, who's on a bye. But that's okay. And remember, it's 1 running back, 2 wide receivers / tight ends, and 1 flex. So you could start 2 RBs. So Barkley could essentially have helped me win that week. But it's hard. It's hard. It's hard picking. Yeah, that was crazy, Mitch. Okay, where are we at? So, team so far in column number 1, I got Josh Allen, T. Higgins, Jerick McKinnon, Dalvin Cook, Mike Evans. And unfortunately, Mike Evans and Dalvin Cook, I have Minnesota winning 1 game. I have Tampa Bay winning 1 game. So I need an upset. But the thing is, you never know. You think you can predict these things, and Tampa Bay could be in the Super Bowl. You know, I've drafted a lot of Tampa Bay geared teams just because I feel like Tom Brady, I could definitely see it happening. I could definitely see it happening. Matt says, wow, Smitty really going out on a limb with your bracket. Well, what do you want me to do? Just pick things I don't believe in, Matt? Or would you rather me go with what I actually believe to happen? Just curious. Okay, here we go. Kadarius maybe. McKenzie maybe. Tyreek maybe. James Cook probably, right? Let's go James Cook and so I've got McKinnon, got both Cook brothers. Let's go wide receiver, probably this is so hard to pass up on Tyreek and just win and just try and win week 1. You know, I feel like that's a pretty good mix, but you know, it could be one of those things where you just get down to the like getting. This is the problem. Here's where I think you got to. This is how you got to do it. And I know it's just gonna sound like impossible, but it's not. You have to almost lose a lot of drafts to get the right draft. What you got to do is kind of use this plan of attack here and hope that things fall your way. And when they don't, you're going to end up probably falling short with the bracket. Because what ends up happening is you're trying to get everything to lay out perfectly. It is so hard to win the first round, but still have players left for rounds 2 and 3. And if you start playing for 2 and 3, you won't get out of round 1. So you have to almost gear yourself toward getting out of round 1. Get lucky enough with your later drafting that it takes care of you. And until you get the right placement of players falling, it's tough. It's tough to get the right combination. But I don't think you can get it without really hitting a home run with your wild card week. You know, so like if you do go KC geared, you have to get really lucky and get the right players. Not lucky in a bad way. I mean, you have to do enough drafts until luck falls your way to get the right number of wild card playing players to mix with your KC players. You know, if you believe KC will win. And I haven't had a chance to do anything Eagles geared or Bengals geared until I get a later pick, because I've been getting the 1 and 2 pick in these drafts, the 1-2 so far. So my team thus far is Allen, McKinnon, Cook, James Cook, T. Higgins, Mike Evans, Tyreek Hill. Board view. There goes Kadarius Toney. I would have probably taken Toney. I think that would have been a good pick for me because I have McKinnon, and I think that how many people in this entire thing? So far 40,000 people. I would guess like 80, 70,000 maybe. It might tell us on the front screen. Congrats on winning your league, Dominant. Okay. You know what? Let's take McKenzie. And probably go... Part of me thinks go Eli Mitchell here. You know, I think like that's something that can win this. You know, like let's say Christian McCaffrey went down, and then Mitchell, you know, started the rest of the way. That's something that can easily have you win something like this. You know, because you want to have a lot of things that people don't have that land. Matt, you're in timeout. This is a place where we come to congregate together, not against each other. You start calling people bums in my live chat, you're going to be in timeout on a warning. So choose how you want to behave in here, and nobody retaliate back, please, and just let it go. This is a positive place. All right, I'm almost up here. I probably need a wide receiver here. Who do I go with? No one's even against the Niners in here, really. There might be like one person or whatever. But like, it's probably because you're coming in hot with it, which is fine. You can be excited about your team. All right, what do I do? T. Higgins, McKenzie. I think I have enough wide receivers. Like, I either need a late wide receiver that's going to go the distance, and if I can't find one. Walker's tough because he's going up against a Niner defense, and he probably won't make it out of the next round. So Walker's a tough pick. I don't see any wide receivers that are worth taking here. So maybe I just go Waddle. I don't know how I feel about that team, but here are the projections. Carlos got the highest projection. It's nice. My squad. All right, we're going back into another one. I'm going to go ahead and click it. 56 entries so far, 250K in prizes. Click it now. And then I'm going to click in now. Go, boom. Smitty, can you create a segment for Niner fans? No. This is not a Niner show by any means. This is an all-encompassing NFL fantasy football. I'm at the 1.1 again. I think I'll probably go. What do you guys think I should try? McCaffrey or a Mahomes team? Or just go with Josh Allen again? The problem is the Josh Allen built teams from the one pick are hard to really, really get a good balance because you end up having no Niner or no Eagle or no KC guys really left, but maybe one. And so you end up building a weird type of squad. Tempted to go Mahomes here. Or McCaffrey. What do you guys think here? Mahomes or CMC? Let's do Mahomes. Yeah, buddies. Congratulations to everyone who won their league, says the Harvest. Thank you, Harvest. Appreciate that. And Yeah, congrats to everybody. Everybody to the moon, no matter what.
To the
What a
moon.
great season, and we're underway for yet another amazing year. It's ready. It's go time. It's go time. Guys, if you want in on these drafts, the link is in the description and pinned in the live chat. Use code SMITTY. Get up to $100 bonus match on your first deposit by using the link, which will insert the promo code automatically. What do you do with Mixon if he's your long-term running back? You could probably trade across position a little easier. Okay, almost up here. See, it's tough because like there are so many players you kind of want, and then they kind of tail off. So Kelsey goes, and then it's like, I'd love to get. I'm gonna wait until it's picked because I feel like people are sniping me in here, and I don't know who's who. Eckler, so I can get AJ Brown. And the thing is, do I go Debo or AJ Brown? AJ Brown or Debo? I'm gonna go AJ Brown. I just don't know if Debo is gonna be fully utilized the way. I mean, I could go Debo and AJ Brown. I kind of want to go McKinnon because I have Mahomes. So I'll go AJ Brown in the NFC. I'll go McKinnon, I think, with this pick right here. I'm going to go McKinnon. So my team so far is Mahomes, McKinnon, AJ Brown, which are all they have a bye week. So I'm in trouble from the jump. But now if I focus hardcore on winning the wild card weekend with the rest of my picks, I should be pretty good. So this is the part where it's like you got to do something over and over and over and get the luck on your side for the draft that you end up, deploying a really good start with. It's because you'll deploy a really good start and then push comes to shove, nobody falls that should fall, and then you have a bad team. Or not a bad team, but a team that just doesn't look like it can do it. So let's go. I like having the back-to-back picks though, because I really can kind of decide to do some kind of cool approach. Problem is I got such a weight between the next picks. I almost have to kind of I have to make a choice. Do I go RB heavy or wide receiver heavy or split it? Because as of right now, I have nobody for wild card weekend. Nobody. My entire team is on a bye. So how can this team win if it doesn't get out of wild card weekend? I'd say I bank on a big Saquon Barkley game. I could bank on a big Tony Pollard effort. I could bank on, let's go RB. I'll go I'm going to go with Godwin and Evans as my wide receivers because I have no help at all at wide receiver, and the wide receivers are going to go fast. I'll have nobody. So Godwin and Evans, they're playing wild card weekend for me. NFL hates the Bengals so much they changed the rules. Love Mixon doing the coin flip. Yeah, Bengals did. They definitely tried to screw the Bengals, but Smitty, can you predict my underdog team? Yes, Blind Larry. I will do my best. Okay, back to the big board. Joe Burrow, CeeDee Lamb, Higgins, Jamar, JJ, Dalvin. So tough to know. Like, this is a team that's really strong later. Like, I could have a really good shot at winning if I can make it through round 1. But I don't know that I'm going to make it through round 1. So my elite team might not even make it to play. That's the tricky part, the balance. So let's see what I do here. All right, so I'm on the clock. I need an RB. Oh, God, everybody's like, it's like, what do I do? Let's go wild card quarterback because we need to win that. I need an RB. This is ridiculous at this point. I don't know what to do. This is probably a mistake at this point, but I'm just gonna hope a couple things fall. I have I mean, I'm clutch with Brady, Godwin, and Evans. I just have, if I get the right RB to fall, this will be smash. This will be a smash. If I don't, I screwed the team by not getting the RB. But that's all right. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. You got to roll the dice and just try to, hope Lady Luck's on your side with a couple players that fall. It's tough to say. And running backs are definitely not as valuable because you have to start 2 wide receivers. So people that go really early running back, it's tough on them. So usually people are scooping up wide receivers here, and for good reason. You got to have good wide receivers or you can't win this. Yeah, hopefully Rodgers plays somewhere else. I hope Rodgers is in Las Vegas, bro. I hope Rodgers is in... I don't want him to retire, though. I hope he's in Las Vegas. Look, it was a good move by my part. Only, well, let's see who's here. Should I go back-to-back Niner backup running backs here? I could live to regret this, or it could benefit me greatly. Mitchell, Mason. Hopefully I get some garbage touchdowns. Hopefully I get some change of pace touchdowns. Hopefully, I don't want to say somebody gets banged up. I'm not wishing injury upon anybody. But maybe there's some sort of lady luck on our side with the running backs with Mitchell and Mason that, that give us some touchdown production or whatever to make it through wild card weekend, and then to have Pacheco and McKinnon, to have Mahomes, to have AJ Brown on the NFC side, and just hope that the NFC or the Eagles make it out of the NFC. I'll be in the money. This will be a good one. This will be a really good. This is not a bad one. I like this team. It's kind of weird, but I like it. And I need what do I need? I need a longer term wide receiver potentially. Who could I pick? like looking at Justin Watson. Ah, man. Well, you know, I'm going to be struggling. No, I'm going to time out. Who did it give me? Hayden Hurst? Okay. Not horrible. I timed out on that one. Not bad. Could be worse. Hayden Hurst. Okay. So, not bad. Not bad team. I'm kind of liking that one. Look at the projection. They hate my teams always. I'm always the worst projected player. And these are always Cowboy geared. There's always Cowboys. Look at. There's always Tony Pollard's the number one running. Like, I don't know why they love Cowboy. Zeke Elliott and Tony Pollard, they give him a ton of points. Let's go in one more mitten. Okay, click it now. I'm jumping in. Four more to start. Fill it up. It goes quick. We're full. Let me see if we got any super chats. I'm sorry if I haven't answered any yet. We'll open phone lines after this. Oh, God, we got 2 super chats here. Chaos, you still here? Caden, are you still here? I'm so sorry, guys. And 120 of you in here, please punch the thumb up button. Caden and Chaos, are you still here? Chaos dropping the 20 wad on screen. Chaos, thank you so much, bro.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy. Appreciate you, my guy, dropping that. Chaos says, Smitty, I won my championship in 2 out of 4 leagues. Thank you for all your help. I survived Monday night disaster with having Josh Allen and Jamar Chase. Wow, which was a miracle. Chaos, nice job. Hopefully Chaos is still in here. I feel bad I didn't see that until right now. $20 haulers always get immediate assistance. And then Caden with the super chat. Caden says, officially won my biggest league, $1,000 this year. Funny enough, hold on, I got a draft here. Let's try the CMC route. Okay, CMC. Funny enough, I won. It was Swift who came in clutch in the flex spot after being my biggest bust all year. I never gave up. Thank you for the advice. Thank you, Caden. Appreciate you. Caden's still here, hopefully. Caden and Chaos, please let me know if you're still here. I want to make sure you heard my comment, but I appreciate you guys. I apologize for the delay on that one. Mark says, I won $500 because of you, Smitty. Thank you, pal. I appreciate you. Let me see. Where's Mark's comment? Mark says, I won $500 because of you, Smitty. Thanks. Appreciate you, Mark. Nice job. I think Caden and Chaos are gone. Okay. Man, that Debo pick burns. Who was that? That burns because I was about to couple CMC. However, I can still go T. I can still go T. Higgins. Man, that would have been nice to have Debo and But maybe T. Higgins will outplay him. Debo's tough to bank on. 111 watching. Hit that thumb up button. Tony Pollard. Okay, so McKinnon or Eckler. McKinnon or Eckler. CMC and T. Higgins are both not. They're both playing wild card weekend, so I'm in a real good situation right here. I'm gonna go McKinnon. Kind of puts me at a divide between T. Higgins and are there rounds? Yeah, they're rounds. Look. Part of me thinks I shouldn't have went McKinnon there. I should have kept building for the wild card weekend. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. I'm missing something clearly. What is this draft about? Because T over JJ. Yeah, it's a playoff draft, Clayton. So you're getting wins per. So if you look at like this, for example, you're gonna have JJ maybe win one game against the Giants, right? But then if let's say the Niners win, the Niners will play Tampa, and Minnesota will go play Philly. No. Minnesota will play the Niners. Tampa will play Philly. So you get one game potentially out of it. So you gotta be smart about winning wild card weekend, which JJ will help you win. But you gotta be real clever about what you're doing here. Okay, so with McCaffrey, McKinnon, I definitely want to lean wide receiver if I can. This is so tough. I'm going to go Mike Evans. I really have faith in Tampa winning at least one game and Mike Evans just balling out. The balance is so tough. You guys need to try these to try and figure out how do you want to build? Do you want to build to win wild card weekend and have nothing left? Can you do the balance, the balancing act of trying to win wild card weekend? You don't deal with it, Clayton. You gotta strategize. You gotta pick the best team that will last the longest. It's best ball. So your optimal scoring lineup gets set for you. And if you got no one left, nothing's gonna be set for you. So it's all optimal, baby. Let's go with Brock Purdy. If we're gonna go with CMC, we're gonna go with Brock. We got McKinnon on the other side of the fence. T. Higgins on the other side of the fence. Evans potentially, for a few games. We'll see. I'm not sure how many teams advance. I want to say it tells you right here. So, qualifiers, wild card round. Doesn't say how many though. It might tell us based on. I think the top 3,000 make it to the next round. Then they narrow it down. And there's probably like several hundred left in the final Super Bowl. So then it's like if there's like 200 or 300 people left in the Super Bowl, you might have two teams with one player each. 100 teams with 3 players, another 100 teams with 4 players, like who knows. Okay, so best player available is probably Saquon. Why not? So we've got Brock, and we've got him as our quarterback going the whole way. So he's playing wild card weekend. We're banking on a Niners Super Bowl appearance with this particular team. And so in that, I don't need a backup quarterback really. Oh, I'm picking again. Let's see here. I do need another wide receiver. I'm going to go Tyreek Hill to get out of wild card weekend. That's a pretty good wild card team. Brock Purdy, McCaffrey, Barkley, and then my 2 wide receivers are whichever 2 score the most out of T. Higgins, Evans, and Tyreek Hill. And then round 2, I've got good potential scoring production. I think it's a pretty balanced team. I wanted to go Pacheco very badly, but he just got snagged now. But I think it was smart to go with Tyreek Hill. Because I think it's important to win that wild card week. It's just you gotta almost forego a little bit of the later just to make sure you get to the next couple rounds. What's everybody think of the team so far? Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Jerick McKinnon, Saquon Barkley, T. Higgins, Evans, Tyreek Hill. Pretty good wild card game I'm going to have, I think. Should advance through the first round, and then we'll see what's left. It's tough. It's a tough balance. I mean, the advantage you had was drafting weeks ago, although you could have screwed yourself too, but drafting teams you shouldn't have been drafting. Like I shouldn't have been drafting some of these squads that I got. But I also drafted, a few Henrys in the mix for that. Okay. I'm pretty good on wild card for quarterbacks. I need wide receiver. On running backs, I need wide receivers. Dalton. I don't like this pick that much, but McKenzie gives me some longevity throughout the playoffs. At least some shot at production. If I get through and I don't have anybody, it's nice to have somebody. Maybe I'll go Waddle here and have Tyreek and Waddle for wild card weekend. So Tyreek, Waddle, McKenzie for later, T. Higgins for later, but for the now as well. Yeah, I'm liking that. It feels pretty solid. Later, Mitch. Appreciate you, Mitch. I like this squad. Yeah, I drafted some Derrick Henry shares before, like weeks, before all week long. I drafted some ETN shares, though. I mixed it. Quarterbacks. Whoops. I don't really need a quarterback, but let's just see who's available. All right, running backs, wide receivers. I guess Zay Jones, Oh, I got Gallup. I get timed out on Gallup. Well, maybe he has a couple touchdowns or something. Oh, well. Still a good squad. Well, Gallup gives me a high rank according to the... They always give you a high rank with Cowboy players. Well, that's awesome. I have fun doing that. I hope you guys enjoy that. And definitely get your underdog fix on. We'll be doing a lot more of those in the evenings. Let's go back to the bracket. If anybody's late joining, here's the bracket, the playoff picture. Philly and KC have the byes. Philly has home field advantage with their win today. Miami Dolphins secured a spot against the Buffalo Bills, the 2 seed, the Buffalo Bills. Miami, the 7. Baltimore, 6 seed against the Bengals, 3. Chargers, 5 seed against the Jaguars, 4. The Dolphins barely slipped in, as did Seattle, who won their playoff berth when the Detroit Lions knocked off the Green Bay Packers on Sunday Night Football, the last regular season game, which was phenomenal TV. Niners will play the Seahawks. Most certainly, I think they will win. The Giants, I believe, will lose to the Minnesota Vikings, although the Giants are just tough. You know, they're just a tough team. Good coach. Dable's amazing coach. I love Dable. He's absolutely phenomenal. If anybody can get a team that's lesser to beat a team that's greater, it would be him. Dallas, I think, will lose to Tampa Bay. I think Dallas looked really sloppy today, and Dak just isn't somebody I can trust. So give me Tampa Bay over Dallas. Give me Minnesota over New York. Give me the Niners over Seattle. On this side of the fence, Buffalo, I think, knocks off Miami really easily. The Bengals knock off the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens could be a wild card if Lamar's back and healthy. Anything can happen, but I think the Bengals have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. But it's really tough. This is the only weak links here, in my opinion. And the Giants are only weak physically. They're, again, coaching. They have the ability to knock off anybody. The only weak links are the Chargers and the Jaguars. I believe, looking at this team here, there are this lot of teams. The two that don't belong feel like the Chargers and the Jaguars. They're capable teams. At any moment, they could beat any team, really, but they don't feel like as good or up to par as these other teams. So I think the Jaguars win this game, but it's very close. And so Jaguars, Cincy, Buffalo. And if we take it to the board here, let's go to the board view. And I can expand this a little bit. Actually, let's switch camera views. Let's go board here, and we'll go with me in this right here, because you don't really need to see me. So here's where I put myself right here. Here's where I have it. I have the Buffalo Bills winning and advancing, and they would face the Cincinnati Bengals. Buffalo technically would be on the bottom here. Well, actually, it depends on how you write it. Let's write it this way. We'll put Buffalo right here, and yeah, let's put Buffalo on the bottom. Buffalo on the bottom, and they're the 2 seed, and we have them playing the Bengals, who are the 3 seed. Now, the reason the Buffalo Bills will face the Bengals is because the KC Chiefs are guaranteed to play the worst team left, and meaning the lowest seed, and Jacksonville is a 4 seed. So if Jacksonville or the Chargers win that game, obviously one of them will, they will face the Kansas City Chiefs. So the Bengals will face off against the Buffalo Bills, and the Jacksonville Jaguars would face the KC Chiefs. The only reason this would change is if Miami wins, then Miami would be the worst team remaining, and they would face KC, if that makes sense. So KC I have knocking off the Jaguars very easily. So KC wins this game. Buffalo, actually I have KC winning, or Cincinnati winning this game. Then I have, of these two, KC, Cincinnati, I have KC winning. My heart wants to say Cincinnati. Philly, I think, wins. Or actually, let's start off with this one. This is the Niners against the Seahawks. The Niners win. The Minnesota Vikings beat the New York Giants, and the Tampa Bay Bucks beat the Dallas Cowboys. Niners in Minnesota, I'm going to go Niners. Philly and Tampa, I'm going to go Philly. Philly against the Niners, I'm going to go Philly. Philly against KC, I'm going to go Philly. And KC wins it all. That's my bracket. That's my prediction. Everybody will have different takes on it. That's okay. The world was meant to have different opinions. But that is the bracket as of the moment. Appreciate you all for participating tonight. And let's open the phone lines at this point. And let me see if I can switch this back to the correct view. 1 second. There we go. Okay. Phone calls.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial into the show. And we will take phone calls. Let me go ahead and mute this here so we don't wake up the entire house. All right, dial in. Phone lines are open. Ben, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Yo, what's up, Smitty?
What's up, Ben?
I ended up starting Christian Watson over.
Attaboy. I was waiting for you to call in, Ben. I was waiting for you to call in. Success story right in front of your very eyes. It was tough. It was a tough decision. You had the balls to do it, and I commend you. Christian Watson is definitely a fun player, capable of being up and down. They lost the game. He still did well. Would that have been the difference maker, or would you have won anyway?
I ended up losing by 5 points.
Anyway? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Well, great call.
I had Burrow and Knox going on last week, and it was a 2-week chip, which is stupid. I know, but I had Burrow and Knox going last week, and we decided I ended up getting half of their season average for the week.
Oh man.
Yeah, I would have had a big game.
Why half? Why not give you the average? Why give you half?
Because the guy wouldn't agree to that. He's like, well, they don't always hit their average, and they don't.
Man. Well, they average their average though.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like, right.
They don't always hit their average.
Well, 3/4.
Yeah, but that's what an average is. What do they do on average? Well, on average, they don't always hit their average. That's why we went to school. I went to school for that.
I agree.
Well, I'm sorry, bro.
Tough way to go out.
It is, but you know what we're going to do is get you ready for the ball, Cinderella, and you're going to crush them in 2023. You're going to crush them because you know what? Did you have Breece Hall or Javonte? I bet you did.
I ended up so I didn't have Javonte, but I had Breece Hall.
Yeah. And
in two out of 3 of my leagues, I had him, and I kept him in one of my leagues, and I traded him for Kyle Pitts in the other league.
Oh.
Before the season started.
But we're gonna get you to the championship, and you're gonna crush. There's so many people in here watching right now that if we had at least one of Breece Hall or Javonte, we would have crushed. We would have absolutely annihilated. So we're gonna hit it. We're gonna hit it hard. I've already got 2023 content out, and it's gonna get heavy, bro. Get ready. Get ready. You see the new.
I didn't end up drafting Javonte. I didn't have Javonte. I didn't think he was going to be good this year.
Well,
I knew he was going to be good. I knew he was going to be good, but I just expected him to slow down a little bit. And then watching him play, I was like, man, why aren't they giving this guy all the touches?
No one will ever know.
What's Melvin Gordon doing here?
We'll never know, bro. We'll never know. Melvin Gordon got phased out and then cut. I mean, like he would have had the whole job to himself. It would have been an unreal season, but it is what it is.
For sure.
People are going to doubt us, and that's fine. I almost kind of like being an underdog, in any scenario, because you can come in firing, and if people don't realize what you had in front of you. Like I had a team that was the best team I've ever drafted in my entire life, and I didn't even make it out of round one. It was just the worst luck known to man with the injuries. Barely made the playoffs. With the Breece Hall, Javonte, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow's slow start, St. Brown getting hurt. It was the best team I ever assembled in my entire life, and no one's coming knocking at my door saying, you had the best team ever, Smitty. You should have beat everybody. Everybody just sits there and acts like they don't know what was coming. They don't know winter was coming for them, bro. Winter was coming, and they had no idea that the sun came out. But we're gonna tear it
Yeah,
up in
sounds good.
2023, bro. Tear it up. Get ready.
Okay.
Have you seen the Moon Men?
Yes, sir. I've been following the Moon Man.
Yeah. Who are the top 3 Moon
Yep.
Men? Who are the 3 Moon Men that are currently on the Moon Men list?
Oh,
Quiz.
man.
Quiz.
It was Bijan. Bijan was number 1. I was watching that one live, and I think it was Garrett Wilson was number 2, and then I was about to watch that number 3 video, and then I ended up going to the Packer game.
Yeah. Okay. You ready? You ready for it? I'm gonna drop Moon Man number 3 for you, but I want you to watch the video anyway. I want you to comment on the video. Okay. Here's the Moon Man number 3.
I will.
And I give you Moon Man number 3.
The Moon Men, dropping loads
Chris
in
Olave.
outer space.
Yes, sir.
Bijan, Chris Olave, and your boy Garrett Wilson. Now, I will say, this is a little teaser for anybody that's watching. You got a little insider information, and that's just the way it goes. You show up for class, you get some extra help. Christian Watson was super close to being the number 3. I kind of wish I dropped him before the game, just so there's a little bit of, a little bit more on record before. We'll see what happens, but Christian Watson's very, very tempting to be in the next couple of names, which is crazy when you think about it, because if you look at the Moon Men, we have Garrett Wilson,
Loads in outer space.
we have Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, potentially Christian Watson, 3 of the rookie wide receivers from last year. This wide receiver class is absolutely epic. I'm not saying he'll be on the list for sure next, or he'll be on the list at all. The reason there's some hesitation is obviously, Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if anybody picked up on this. Your boy Smitty's very astute. Okay, psychology degree, fantasy football knowledge, everything that I do. What's this guy putting in the chat here? Let's ban this guy right now. What's he doing? Unbelievable. So what was I saying before that rude guy came in and just tried to drop some hate in the chat? What was I saying? Christian Watson? Oh, I'm very astute. And I noticed things, bro. You know what? Aaron Rodgers was saying good. He was looking. I'm not saying he won't change his mind, but Aaron Rodgers walked out of here, out of the off the field, saying goodbye. I don't know if you looked at him look around like this is my last time. He looked around at he actually turned his head and looked around the stadium. He didn't just look up in the stands. He looked around like he wanted to cherish a moment. Like, have you ever left an old house or apartment or whatever, when you were younger especially, and you gave it one more walkthrough? You're like, I want to just walk through one more time and just look at everything because I'm leaving. And he looked around. He looked at fans. He looked up at fans in the stands, and he nodded to him, and he nodded to another fan. He didn't just walk out like upset. He was saying goodbye. He was taking a moment. And so, I don't know. Part of me really worries that Aaron Rodgers is hanging it up, but he could change his mind. That could be the current moment. Maybe he's like, I'm 50-50, so let me look around and say goodbye, or let me look around and just, relish it. But he looked out around as if it was his last time. But he's done this before. I thought about retirement, and then he didn't retire. He might be on the Pat McAfee show full time. He might retire into the sunset. I just feel like he probably will want to play again. I don't know that he'll want to play in Green Bay. So we'll see what happens with that contract. How it's gonna, how can he be moved? Where would he go? Would it be the Raiders? Where would you see him going? The Raiders to play with Devontae? Ben?
Yeah, I could see him going there. Yeah, I do. If Brady doesn't go, I think Rodgers will be killer in Las Vegas.
I mean, the
I
Jets.
think he's got the Las Vegas mentality.
The Jets, the Raiders. Yeah, I mean, the Jets and the Raiders will be very tempting landing spots. Number one, the Jets are a big market. Number two, the Jets, they have weapons, and everybody likes to clown on the Jets. So the Jets, though, they're a quarterback away. They almost made the playoffs. They're a quarterback away, and they didn't have one of the most electric players in the NFL in Breece Hall in the game, or in the final games, the final stretch. They didn't even have him. So, imagine if an Aaron Rodgers, a Brady, a Lamar Jackson ended up in a New York Jet uniform. I think Lamar would love to be in New York. He loved the big mark.
That's what I'm thinking. Lamar in New York would be nasty.
Now, to get him, it's going to be a franchise tag and trade. So you got to wonder what's going to have to be given up. Would it be just a slew of draft picks? Maybe. I don't think they're going to want to give up personnel. No one's giving up Sauce Gardner, But they do have a real hot commodity in Joseph Flacco. You could send Joseph Flacco.
You're going to say Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson, a couple moms and Zach Wilson, we'll send them right over. We'll provide the moms for him.
Red Rover.
We'll provide all the moms he needs for a good month or two. We'll send moms,
Lamar
Zach Wilson,
right over.
and Joseph Flacco. Maybe a second rounder. All right, Ben, appreciate you.
All right, appreciate you, Smitty. Have a good one. Catch you in the live chat.
Later, pal. Keep those comments and likes coming. The comments really help. Later, pal.
Yes, sir. Will do.
All right. Can you imagine? Yeah, we got Zach Wilson. Get 4 of the moms on the. Oh, Zachy boy. Zachy boy, please report to the front office. We're trading you. I think Lamar would be a disaster in New York. I can see them getting pumped about him getting hurt right away. I mean, that's the risk with Lamar. He's been hurt 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row. He's a running quarterback. He's runs heavily. That's why Hurts is not as valuable as Burrow or Mahomes, and you could say Josh Allen's in some ways riskier too. Mahomes and Burrow in Dynasty might be a tad bit.
Dynasty mode activated.
Dynasty mode activated. You know how we roll now moving forward on the show. QBs. This topic is QBs. We're going to talk a brief bit about QBs and Dynasty. So here's the thing that I want to focus on. Number one, when we're talking about Dynasty quarterbacks, Burrow, Mahomes, they run less. Lamar, Hurts, Josh Allen. There probably is a significant injury or two awaiting these guys in the coming years. Josh Allen had the elbow injury that he pushed through this year. Jalen Hurts was injured. Fields was injured. Running quarterbacks in Dynasty have less value. Burrow and Mahomes are the better quarterbacks to own in Dynasty. I don't care what anybody says. The running will add up. The running will catch up with you, at least for a couple years out of the handful of years you're going to have these. So if you say to yourself, well, Hurts is younger than Mahomes or whatever, doesn't matter. Hurts runs more, and I love Hurts and Josh Allen in redraft, but in Dynasty you have to factor that in. Burrow's been injured. He did tear his ACL. There's reason to say, hey, well, how come you're not scared about Burrow getting sacked? I am scared about Burrow getting sacked. Is Casey? Do you think Tua's done? Let me tell you about Tua. Let's go back to redraft.
Redraft mode activated.
Tua. This is redraft and Dynasty. But Tua, my thoughts on Tua are this. And I'll have a video on this, so expect to hear it soon. But Tua is probably 1 or 2 more concussions away from retiring. And I say that because I don't think he's ready to retire. I don't think he's ready to admit it. I don't think he's ready to say, I'm stepping down. I'm at risk. I think he thinks I'm going to go find second opinions until they confirm that I'm not in extreme risk of long-term health issues like CTE or whatever. And every time you get a concussion, you're more susceptible to get a concussion sooner. And so he's in a pickle to decide whether to go in and test that theory out, because the moment he gets a love tap on the head out there on the field and he's concussed, he's going to start to realize that these are coming on faster and stronger and quicker and with less impact. And people don't realize that most of the time, not every time, it's not exact every time. It's not like Brandon Cooks was suffering a lot of concussions and he hasn't had a concussion in a while that we know of. But usually when you suffer a concussion, your next concussion is a lot easier to get. And in Tua's case, he was concussed, his brain was not healed, and he got another concussion because they didn't handle the situation well, and he was concussed and got a concussion while concussed. And that was what did him in. And I believe that's probably something that won't be easily healed. He'll always be a little bit more susceptible to a concussion, unfortunately, unless he was to take a lot of time off football and I think fully heal and get his brain in a certain state that we can't measure or know. It's all guesswork at this point. It's such an unknown territory. But anyway, Miami defense is a bind with Tua's situation. They are. Lamar would look good in that system. Lamar would be good. I think Miami Mike will be after Lamar. I think he's aggressive enough to make the right deal and offer to get Lamar in a franchise tag and sign and trade. I think that the New York Jets will be hot on the trail, the Lamar trail. I think Lamar Jackson does not want to necessarily stay in Baltimore because they haven't taken care of him the way that he wants to be taken care of, or he would have figured out and forced a contract. I think he kind of stepped back and said, deal won't get done. I'm just going to wait. Why would you wait? Why would you wait? Focus on the league. Your agent can still get a deal done in the background. He pulled back because he wants his options open. And in some ways, it could be smart. In some ways, it could be dumb because now he's been injured 2 years in a row. Maybe he won't command the same kind of money he wants, but he'll get enough money that it doesn't really matter. Like, he's going to get paid big bucks, but he needs to go somewhere where maybe endorsements are bigger. And that Miami and New York is pretty solid. Think about it. Where would a quarterback want to go? Miami would be fantastic for him. New York would be fantastic. Big market. There's a lot of money to be made. And so, that's kind of my thinking. All right, guys. Appreciate you all being here. Let me show the bracket right now so far. This is the bracket. 2023 playoff picture. Miami Dolphins at Buffalo. Baltimore at Cincy. Chargers at Jacksonville Jaguars. KC on the bye. Awaiting either Miami if they win, or Baltimore if they win, or Jacksonville or Chargers. They're going to play the worst team remaining, and then the other two teams face off. Seattle at 49ers, Giants at Minnesota, Dallas at Tampa, Philly on a bye with home field advantage throughout the entire playoffs until the Super Bowl. So, unbelievable 2022/2023 fantasy football and NFL season. And I want to thank you all for joining me on this journey, this YouTube journey, as we build this channel up. And I want to be at 30K. I want to be at 30K by the time the season starts. It's a lofty goal, but I think we can do it. But I do need all of you to share the channel. I don't know why we got the camera glitches. I got to try and work that out. I need you all to share the channel. I know it's hard to do that. I know some of you say, I'll never share the channel with anybody. But you can share it with a lot of people that aren't in your league. You got to have a lot of non-league mate friends that listen to football, controversy, NFL, maybe your work league, or people at your work that you don't play fantasy football with. There's got to be people you talk football with. But unless you share the channel, we're not going to grow as fast as we could. And I promise you, amazing things happen when this channel gets shared. The bigger we get, the more production you have. The bigger we get, the more live streams you've gotten. I promise you that if we grow, the more giveaways, the more random signed helmets I'll have. I probably have like Tyreek helmet I'm just giving away this week. All kinds of giveaways coming with the bigger we get. Once we get into that 50, 30, 40,000 range of subs, we're going to have so much to give away. It's going to be amazing. So please share the channel. Appreciate you all. And I will see you tomorrow. I'm live every single Monday through Friday. at 7 p.m. Eastern every single Monday through Friday. I'm also live whenever news breaks. I'm sure we'll have some breaking news tomorrow at some point. And I'm also live on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, most nights around midnight. Hopefully, the two individuals that super chatted earlier did get to see my response. Chaos and Caden, appreciate you guys dropping those super chats earlier. Ben just dropped one. Appreciate you, Smitty. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Ben, for the $5 hauler. Always appreciated. Thank you so much. Caden with that $10 hauler. Caden to the moon.
To the moon.
Caden, are you here? Caden, are you here? Attention, Caden. Please report to the principal's office. Caden, I need to know if you're here, Caden. And then this Chaos, $20 hauler from Chaos.
To the moon.
To the moon, Chaos. Chaos, are you here? Please report to the principal's office. Your boy Smitty needs to know if Caden and Chaos are available. I'm going to wait a second to see if they end up showing up because I want to make sure they got taken care of. Caden and Chaos, please report. Please report back. Pretty crazy Geno set passing record for the Seahawks. Yeah. Unbelievable. Thank you, Kavion, appreciate you. Mark, appreciate you. Eric, appreciate you. Eric, appreciate you. Appreciate every single one of you. I work for you, honestly. Blind Larry in the building, D-Class, appreciate all you guys. Eric, Travis, Rowe, Eric, Sam, Danny, Ben. Thank you, Ben, again for the super chat. E111, Danny P, Josh, the OJ, Manny. Appreciate you all. I don't see those two super chatters in here, though. That's a shame. I feel bad. If you guys see them, let them know I said thank you. Eric Powell, appreciate you. All right, I'm out of here. Until tomorrow.
Got him.
If you stop sending me these terrible fantasy football trade offers now, that will be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will tell the commissioner on you.